Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I love you so much that I'm going to show you how much I love you by jumping across this ravine here. Without bailing. Oh, dude. Something is stinky. Right at the beach, too. I like being upside down, dudes. Oh, you're not. Yes, you are. Well, the orange stuff, I tell you. I gotta tell you about the orange stuff. It's called lichen. Believe it or not. Times of crisis. You want. You guys will eat it. There's white lichen in there too. But actually it looks like the glow in the dark kind actually. Wow. Maybe not. Could be just a hypercolor effect looking thing. Anyways, but you can eat it if you're starving. There's a little bit of nutrition in it. And it's great grip. Pick the ones with the orange. Your grip is better. Now, as soon as it rains, let me know because that's dangerous. This is so much fun. I love it. So I've been doing this since I was a kid. Thought I'd bring some of you guys for the longest ride. So, I gotta tell you about Spock now. So, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. I'm Ben, your host, and I have seen an alien being from another planet. I'm sure of it. His name, I call him Spock for some reason. Now, it wasn't here that I met him, but I thought this would be a nice place to do it, to explain to you what happened. I was walking along the train tracks, and I saw these two big red oval eyes. I was in Langford, BC, Canada, up that way. Anyways, from Victoria. And I was out in the bush mostly, still coming back from this trail that was like, what was it? Well, that was on the old train tracks, that were still train tracks there. But I was coming back from a river. Anyways, I see these big red oval eyes, and I'm like, what the heck is that? So I shine my light. This thing. And it was on the brightest setting. And because I just leave it that way because it's the best to see around while you're walking along. And it was the brightest setting, and the guy from another planet squinted his eyes when I shined the light right at his eyes. Like, what the heck is that? And they squinted. His eyes squinted. So I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. What do I do about that? So I took a step forward and I turned the light this way. First of all, actually, first I turned the light this way. A couple seconds went past. Then I took a step forward just to see what the heck that thing was. I was still confused, kind of, but I really knew it was an alien. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna take a step forward, see if it's an alien, if it's some sort of animal to get rushed and run away. But if it's an alien humanoid, he's just gonna stand there too, man. He's gonna be like, so what, you took a step forward? So I did. Took a step forward, and he's like, he didn't move. So I was like, holy cow, but I had my light still to the side, right? The bright part of my light to the side. So then he goes, oh yeah, that's fine. And he kind of squinted in his eyes again as he smiled almost with his eyes. You know, you can see someone smiling with their eyes. Aliens apparently can smile with their eyes too. It was amazing. And he just kind of squinted with his eyes like that, like he was chuckling at me, right? And he stepped over the rail, and I saw his eyes kind of go, as he stepped over the railing, because he was looking at me back, because I could see it was like the red eye effect, you know, like I could see the rods and cones of his eyes, and in the backs of his eyes, it was red. But he has an invisibility suit on. The thing is, a week before this, I knew about that technology being unlocked by people in Vancouver, BC. Okay, that's that direction. They figured out how to make an invisibility cloak device, and it's just a sheet of paper, and they just stand behind it. You just can't see the person standing behind it. It just looks like the background behind it is like without the person there. So that's like the ultimate camouflage. Like, they bent light around perfectly to make it look like no one's there. So I saw that technology online. I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. I was like hooked into all these upgraded emails and different feeds to tell you information about new stuff that came up, and I was like searching for it all the time anyways, but I found it somehow anyways. And I found that before I saw this, before I met Spock, you see. So then later I went at home, I was like, holy cow, that was weird, and I just went back about my business, and about 3 or 4 days later I hear something on the roof. I'm like, well, that's weird, maybe there's animals up there or something, right? And then so I'm suspicious that someone's on my roof, right? After this. And this is in Langford. I had a flat roof, so it would have been convenient for a spaceship to just hover there and him to hop off and just stand there with his machines and look through the wall or something and see what I'm doing on my computer and help me out. So that's what happened. So he helped me out. So Spock is my best friend because he taught me about carcinogens and the effects on the human body that the carcinogens have. Okay? And this blocks some of them, by the way. Some types of carcinogens. There's all kinds of carcinogens. There's carcinogens from radio waves, there's carcinogens in foods you eat, there's carcinogens from chemicals in your soaps and things, there's carcinogens in the gases you breathe sometimes, there's carcinogens even in the liquids you drink probably, but a lot in you know, the air you breathe. That adds up. It's called the cumulative effect. Now, you breathe constantly. Remember that. That's A1. You breathe constantly. Now, number 2, you need to drink water, right? You need to drink water. Now, not seawater, but drink water, fresh water. Then, you know, filter it. Then you need to eat foods, the proper foods. And I'm here all to tell you about the right foods to eat, so you don't get cancer or anything like that, any sort of diseases that you might get from North America because of the diet. So here we go. Here's the way to get healthy without worrying about, you know, side effects from any more medications or sort of like processed foods or anything like that. So it's a lot of the things I want to show you are to do with superfoods, really, and some foods are considered superfoods because they contain so many nutrients, you see. Now, there's a fine line, though, or actually, is a big disparity between, what's the fine line? Big disparity. There's a huge disparity between a standard potato, for example, and say one goji berry. There's a huge disparity as far as what is in that goji berry as far as nutrition, and what's in that potato as far as its nutrition. And you go, oh yeah, well, the potato's much bigger, right? Right, but it's all starch, and your body doesn't need that. You may think it does, but later I'll tell you and show you how it does not need it. And it's all to do with this book I read. Oh, many books, I guess. Lots of things online I've read to double check stuff, you know, make sure it's real, truthful. And then you try it yourself if it's not crazy or something. You try it yourself and see if it's true or not. And yeah, true tested stuff from years on, eons ago, it still works, man. Like, we evolved eating certain foods. That's my whole point. We evolved eating certain foods, and that's how we operate. Where our brains work this way, our guts work this way, that way. You know, there's certain like checks and balances that each organ could do. Like your liver, for example, can produce glucose for your bloodstream to have its own energy system from the liver itself. But the thing is, that's just a backup thing, because typically you have fruit once in a while, and that kind of does that anyways. Now, feed your blood, but that's the only. But the thing is, your blood is the only thing that needs glucose, and only that. But if you have fat, everything is fed in your body. Every cell in your body that you call a human, that is you, that the 71 billion cells or so, those are all you, and they are all getting fed if you get fat in your diet, particularly from meats. Okay, and if you're a vegetarian, don't worry, there's tons of places to get fats and lipids, like chia seeds, for example. I keep talking about that. Now, that's most important for loading up on your omega-3s. If you want to, just eat those every day once in a while and get your maximum nutrient saturation point, because omega-3s are not just fuel, it's also a nutrient, because you use it for so many different things. It's fuel, great, that's good. Now, it's efficient fuel too, man. That's what you want, and that's what you want to back up everywhere as efficient fuel, just used as construction material all over your cells. And that's how it works. You store omega-3s all over the place inside your cells. You're supposed to anyways, but when you don't get any, it doesn't fill that void, and you're empty of it. And you just stick something else in there instead that's something similar, but it's the wrong shape of thing, and it doesn't function the same, because shape determines function, you see? And especially on the atomic level, like the size, the micro size. Now, it's all important that your shapes are all tickety-boo and like smooth, and all your edges are nice and smooth and cleared off, because what can happen is all your osmosis going on every single day, every minute, you go through 79 cells reproducing, and approximately 79 cells die. Well, approximately, for me anyways, for my body size and weight, is that it's approximately 79 per minute that happen. So that's a lot of free radicals that happen that you have to clean up in your system. And now what you want to do is you get lots of like vitamin C, but the perfect thing, 10 times more effective than vitamin C, is to get a good night's sleep, which is your brain can make its own melatonin, you see. And that's what I want to talk to you about, is the glucocorticoid hormones in your thyroid gland now. Wait, we're talking about cancer mostly. And now not to get it. So don't eat cooked meat in a frying pan with anyways, I'll tell you about everything, don't worry. Don't eat cooked meat in a frying pan with a different kind of oil than what's there, because it'll bond to the glycation, to the glucocorticoid, no, shoot, darn it, cut.